Ahsoka. My name is Ahsoka Tano.
Ashley, I'm gonna try not to geek out right now because I am already wearing one of your dresses that you made for her universe, but you also work on an amazing show called Clone Wars. Can we talk about that?
Yes, I'm actually the voice of Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and she just came back on Star Wars Rebels as well. It was a big surprise. Season 2 will be starting soon in the fall on Disney XD, but Ahsoka was Anakin Skywalker's padawan. Nobody knew that he had a padawan, and we got to follow her for 6 seasons on Clone Wars.
What is it like getting a call? Because I'm assuming you're a big geek. Of course, you're making these amazing dresses for women that are Star Wars based. But I'm just wondering how it was for you to actually get the call to be a part of the Clone Wars.
You know, when I first got the call to be Ahsoka in Clone Wars, I didn't know anything about it because the project was so top secret at the time. I knew that it was a new Star Wars animated series, and I knew that it was a new character, which to have the opportunity to originate a new character in the Star Wars universe is few and far between. I felt like I had won the lottery. And then once Ahsoka came out and we got to follow her journey, it really is such an honor, and it's an honor I do not take lightly, and so I try to live the Star Wars lifestyle as best as I can because I want to just show how much of an honor it is and how much, as a fan, I appreciate being a part of the universe.
I have something else to attend to.
The Sith Lord.
There are questions. Questions that need answering.
When you jump into the role of Ahsoka, what is the mentality behind it? Like, do you just bring yourself and your voice through, or is there something else behind it?
You know, it's a little bit of both. I will say part of the reason I got the role is because I showed a little bit of sass and spunk in the audition, and they liked that. They said in my first session, they said, actually just use your own voice and be yourself, which was nice because I got to have input in how I said certain lines and really creating this new character from scratch. Ahsoka oftentimes is a lot tougher than I am. So she's really tough. She doesn't really laugh a lot. She doesn't cry. Sometimes I have to like zone in and be tough and not so emotional.
I can't believe a Jedi would attack a place this sacred.
You have a lot of fans here today especially, but you also have a lot of people I know coming up to you asking how they can get into voice work, because I know it's somewhat of a dream for a lot of people. But how did you get your start?
You know, I moved out to LA in 2001. I'd been acting ever since I was 12 in Orlando, Florida. I did theater and I did television in Orlando. And then I moved out to LA in 2001 and I started doing on-camera television and film, and my agent just started sending me out on voiceover. I didn't have any experience, but I think the biggest misconception is people don't realize that voice acting is acting. It's kind of the same thing. You just need to learn the techniques of standing behind a microphone and not moving around. But I was very lucky. I will say it didn't happen overnight. I auditioned for 4 years before I got Ahsoka on Clone Wars. So I was rejected a lot, but that's the thing with acting. You only get 1 out of 100 usually.
And Kanan, if you find my friend, you must trust him.
If he's all the things you say, we can't afford not to.
Trust him.
EP's TV coverage is brought to you by Xbox, makers of Rare Replay for the Xbox One.